Oh, man. Anthony Davis. One of the most unique talents in the NBA. I see a lot of myself in him. And I can't wait to face him and see if I could get the upper hand. I know I'm still a rookie, but it's the ultimate test to see where my game is at right now. And I live for these moments. So bring it on, Brow.
It's an all-Western Conference matchup, and today's game as the Grizzlies come into town for this one. Welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. Right now, the Pelicans are back in town for just one game and looking to play well for their home fans. Guys, when you compare their performance last season to where they sit right now, not a whole lot different story. Not necessarily a big surprise either.
And, you know, for the Pelicans, they're one of the NBA's early season success stories. They've made an immediate push toward the top of the standings.
I'm not sure how long they'll be able to stick around up there, but so far.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played.
And really, the Grizzlies might have dropped to 5th in the West in the final week, but they were near the top for most of last season. Often could be found in that 2 spot.
Right, and he banks in the layup.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow, just like he got there.
Here's Ajinça. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam? Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
And the powerful one-handed slam.
Certainly that shot well within his range.
I would hope so.
And especially when he caps it off with the steady one-hand jam.
And Udrih kicks to Freak. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. This break gives us the chance to see which teams have been the most successful in the transition game this month. Number 1, the Grizzlies. In third, the Pelicans.
Great play from both of these teams in the open court. You love the energy and effort they've displayed lately here in getting out and forcing the issue.
First free throw is good. Last year, the Pelicans, Greg, pushed their way into the postseason. It was a neck-and-neck battle for that number 8 spot, as you recall, with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And how about the excitement down the stretch? They were able to edge out the Thunder and Russell Westbrook on that just point binge down the stretch there. And what a final day that was. A big, huge win over the Spurs. Let them get into the postseason for the first time under the Pelican moniker.
A nice shot by Pondexter.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Udrih dishes to Freak. Shot from free throw range. And the shot no good, a bit short.
And as you said, I mean, New Orleans made the playoffs for the first time under the name Pelicans. Unfortunately for them, they ran into the Warriors in the first round and were promptly swept away.
Pondexter kicks to Ajinça. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And thinking back to the Pelicans playoffs from last year, let a 20-point lead slip away in that 4th.
For Quincy Pondexter. Memphis also making some changes. Freaks checked in for Green. Allen comes in for Barnes. And it's Conley in for Udrih. Gordon out there with Norris Cole. Then there's Anderson. Then it's Alexis Ajinça. And it's Davis in at the power forward. That's the Pelicans 5. And again, in Memphis, no good. New Orleans leading by 8. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Tony Allen.
Well, whether you call him the brow or ant or the future, Anthony Davis made the shot.
So we've reached the end of the first half of play. The Pelicans on top. They're up by 10. From New Orleans, back in a moment. Second half beginning in just a moment. Big group substitution here for New Orleans. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Ashe. Perkins comes in for Davis. Anderson, he's checked in for Quincy Pondexter. And Tyreek Evans is subbed in for Drew Holiday.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for New Orleans.
It was like watching a three-point shooting contest tonight here, Clark.
I call them warm-up jump shots. I mean, 3 after 3. It paid off for them in the end.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Davis. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Freak, he's in at the 4 spot. Lee out there with Udrich. Then it's Matt Barnes. And it's Wright in at the 5. And both free throws good from Freak. Clark, they've shared the load offensively.
Yeah, they've done a nice job with it, Kevin. Everybody's touching the ball. There's a nice flow to what they're doing offensively.
And, guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
Well, you know, it makes a big difference. I mean, you never felt like they had any doubts that they'd come out on top.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Tyreek, what was supposed
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille Anthony Davis. Talk about lighting it up in the second quarter. My word, that was just huge. And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game.
The only color I care about is green, money. Now, you've certainly made some money so far, Freak, but it's time we make more money. I'm talking movies, TVs, endorsements, even your own brand Jordan sneakers.
I care about the game first, Dom. All that sounds great, but don't you think it's a little too early to be talking about all that?
Too early? LeBron was 12 years old in 6th grade when he was thinking Space Jam. It's never too early to take and make leaps.
I guess.
You guess? This isn't high school. This isn't college. This is the real world. And the real world is fueled by one thing.
Oh, money.
That's right. Money. Dollar bills, y'all. Why do you think they put presidents on them? Because that's what presides over us. I ever tell you guys about the first dollar I ever made?
No, Dom, but you're about to.
Yo, check this out. CC, this is a great story, right? So I'm 7 years old, Queens, New York, 1973. My older brother, Lonzo, he's got a lemonade stand. So that summer, I'm like, Lonzo, let me help out. Let me make a couple of bucks with you. He's like, all right, Dom, come on. I'll teach you the business. So I'm pouring tons of sugar. I'm squeezing the lemons. I got the lemonade stand all set up. I'm like, yo, I got this, right?
Mr. Dom Pagnotti, Mr. Diamond and Platinum himself. It's a love-hate relationship.
What do you think about people who see your brother as just a meal ticket?
Well, that's why I'm there. I'm the gatekeeper. Yep. I can smell it from a mile away.
When you take time out for your own personal life, do you have a personal life?
I do.
Where at? I think Freak is your personal life.
You can think whatever you want, mister. But, I have a personal life, thanks.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think that should end the interview right now.
We got James Harden and that beard of his. Look, this guy's relentless. We know he's going to attack the basket all night long, so I'm going to make it my personal mission to keep that from happening. As long as we keep jumping those passing lanes, we can give them a run for their money. I know I'll be ready.
It's time for some hoops at FedEx Forum, home of the Grizzlies, and we're bringing it to you live on 2K Sports. And for the Memphis Grizzlies, guys, they come in off that loss to the Celtics.
And in that game, guys, their three-point shooting.
Group. And then for Houston, Brewer comes in for Dwight Howard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Ty Lawson. Clark, looking around the league, there's no team that teams want to play less than the Memphis Grizzlies. They just wear you down.
Well, they play a physical brand of basketball. They play hard. Everybody's on the same page. And even if you beat the Grizzlies, they take a lot out of you in terms of how they try to wear you down.
Taking a look at the Rockets, Beverley and Harden, they're the backcourt. Corey Brewer is out there with Trevor Ariza, and it's Jones in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And that one's good. Freak's got his first points of the night.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper? And the Grizzlies played so well against all the other playoff teams. Part of it is that they just have a style that matches up well with anyone.
And Harden wide open. He shoots from outside off the mark.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it. You know, that's the thing with the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, there isn't a team that gives them too much trouble anywhere in the league. They're good at home and on the road. They're used to playing in tight, low-scoring games, and they create that situation with their deliberate style.
The Grizzlies trail by 8. Lee passes to Wright. Wright sets a screen. Here's Hudrick, defended by Beverley. 6 to shoot. Long shot on the way. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Harden kicks to Brewer. Lee with the steal. And now here's Lee. The fast break opportunity. To the left wing. The three from Barnes. And good on the basket. Book it. 7 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Harden. No good on that last second attempt there. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Rockets lead by 5. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And Rockets head coach Kevin McHale spent some time with us in the broadcast booth, but he said it just wasn't the same. He missed that competition. That's an interesting perspective on competitiveness, and it's going with almost an entire new group here. Brandon Wright's checked in for Gasol. Freak comes in for Zach Randolph. Barnes, who's checked in for Jeff Green. And it's Lee in for Allen. Houston with a big group substitution here. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Terrence Jones. Brewer comes in for KJ McDaniels. James Harden, he's checked in for Marcus Thornton. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Ty Lawson. So on the floor for Houston, Beverly and Harden, they're the backcourt. Howard is out there with Trevor Ariza, and it's Brewer in at the small forward position. 3 on the clock. And again, and Memphis no good. Rockets leading by 5. Beverly dishes to Harden.
Whoa! Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one.
And guys, one thing you sometimes gets lost. I mean, Mike Conley is a proven winner. Remember, you go back in high school, won 3 state titles, and the one season at Ohio State led them to the national title game. So that aspect of what he brings, the intangibles, you're going to be a winner if Mike Conley's on your roster.
Down low, here's Harden. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Harden's got 13.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Wright sets a screen. Conley into the lane. And a wide open look for Lee. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Lee's got his first 3 points of the game.
And those are 2 teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
It's Ariza on the wing. Uncovered. The shot no good. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Rockets on top. They lead by 4. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, James, an impressive first half for you. What allowed you to come out so strong?
Just trying to be aggressive, trying to get out early and give a little spark to my teammates. And they followed along. So, it's just a matter of us not turning the ball over and getting stops.
You're not a bad guy to follow, James. Thank you so much. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the third quarter. Start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Changes. Right, he's checked in for Gasol. Freak comes in for Zach Randolph. And it's Lee in for Tony Allen. Houston with a big group substitution here. Brewer is checked in for Terrence Jones. McDaniels comes in for Trevor Ariza. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Ty Lawson. On the wings, it's Lee and Green. Freak is out there with Wright, and it's Conley in at the point guard. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. And that one's good. Beverly. And it's a 6-point Rocket lead.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Conley up top, defended by Beverly. Conley, the pass to Freak. And again, Memphis no good.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backboard has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part. And I'm not talking about leaving college.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
Jones checked in for McDaniels.
One thing about Corey Brewer, he's a defensive specialist, has a combination of size and quickness that's real hard to score against. I mean, equally good at defending in the half court or transition.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
There's Freak. And that time, also a missed shot.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
And Beverly kicks to Thornton. Here's Jones. No good on the buzzer beater. And here at the...
All right, fans, let's get up. Let's get
Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. So on the floor for Houston. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Down low, it's Jones and Howard together. And it's Beverly in at the 1. Here's Howard, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their turn.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here for sure.
So we see the Rockets taking the win here. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental?
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey, y'all. Ernie Johnson here, along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Well, James Harden. He led the way tonight with a double-double and was a major reason why they won tonight. And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille...
I told you, Dom Pagnotti always delivers. Brand Jordan Freak prototypes. Open the box, check them out.
It's like Christmas and my birthday on the same day. Oh, Dom.
You love them?
I love them.
Hey, they're waiting for your approval for production.
Approved.
Approved?
Approved.
Done. I'll make the call.
In Pagnotti we trust.
I told you you'd love them.
Man.
Hey, I'm going to have you playing in those in 30 days or less.
Money. Oh, man.
Freaking and vibing. Freaking and vibing.
Freaking and vibing in these, baby.
I'm coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece, yeah, they're going to be there. Playing in front of them in the NBA uniform for the first time is going to be a special moment for me. Now, I know all of Harlem's going to be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good, though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And now be ready.
Live from New York at the home of the Knicks, it's the NBA. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. As you look at Memphis, this game an interesting matchup for them, facing another middle-of-the-pack team. They're looking to take a step forward. This is the type of game that they've got to measure the progress with.
And guys, when you look at Memphis, when you think back on how well they finished the regular season last year, it's hard to believe they're just an average team at this point.
Well, that's what the standings say. I mean, I think that they've still got the ability to turn it on before the end of the season, but time will tell.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
It'll be the Knicks off the tip. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Now let's go over to Doris Burke, who spoke with Derek Fisher. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, he said their focus has to be on the defensive end of the floor, going up against a team that's so crafty offensively. He said we can't have that many lapses because they will take advantage. Guys, we'll see how they do. Back to you.
And Doris, thank you so much. And guys, how do you view Coach's strategy in terms of limiting those shooters?
Well, I think he knows how dangerous they can be if they get hot. So it's a sound approach. Defensively, though, they have to stick like glue to those guys.
That's absolutely essential. I mean, preventing high-quality shots has to be the highest priority. An absolute must.
The Grizzlies have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Knicks trail by 4. Outside Williams. Calderon against Barnes. Seraphin dishes to Williams. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. You look at Chicago. And not a surprise, really, to see them sitting there in that #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And, of course, the Knicks just way behind.
And seeing where the Knicks are, they've made a big leap forward this season. Just being in the playoff discussion marks a ton of progress from where they were at this point a year ago.
Well, nowhere near postseason contention a year ago, Greg. They've got so much more fight and spirit now as a team. That's good to see.
And it's Freak missing.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Nobody near Williams. New York, no good that time either.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
And watching Matt Barnes, he will do all the dirty work for you. He's an instigator. He's an agitator. and he's a team player, I think, at the core. And everywhere he's gone, you know, and he's played for a lot of teams, Greg, he's had that role.
It's a great point. I call him a glue guy. You know, he's not someone who's going to be a volume scorer or a smooth playmaker, but the game really is built on grit. Diving for loose balls, taking charges, making hard fouls, you know, whatever it takes to help his team win. I like that line, antagonist. That's a very good way to describe him.
There's Freak. Out of bounds, New York takes possession. There's Amundsen checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. .106 left here in the second. They've got Derek Williams. Grant is out there with a follow. Then there's Amundsen, and it's Seraphin in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Wright with a screen on Grant. Clock at 6. lets a floater go, and a wide open look for Lee. It's good. This time the assist from Udrich. Udrich has got 3 assists in the game.
For Matt Barnes, I really felt last season was one of his best. He was the Tony Allen type defensive guy for Doc Rivers' team. Did all the little things, and he was efficient. Near his career high for three-point percentage and a career low in turnovers.
Now here's Lee, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And New York making a change here. Lopez is checked in. The Grizzlies also making a change. Green, he's checked in for Barnes.
And I know if I were starting a club, Matt Barnes is the type of guy I would immediately look for. He's that tricky enforcer who has just enough skill to hurt you with his game. So him, in my book, equals winner.
Lopez a screen. Here's Almanson. Second shot opportunity, and the shot is good. The Grizzly lead has been cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Lopez.
The defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
And so that brings the first half to a close. Grizzlies lead by 11. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down. So for the Knicks, Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Lopez. Amundsen comes in for Porzingis, and Derek Williams subbed in for Aaron Aflalo. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. White, he's checked in for Gasol. Freak comes in for Zach Randolph. Lee's checked in for Green, and it's Udrich in for Tony Allen. So on the floor for Memphis. Freak, he's in at the 4 spot. Udrich out there with Conley. Then it's Brandon Wright, and it's Lee in at the 3 spot. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Grizzlies.
Fellas, it's impossible to ignore what a good job they've done at the free throw line throughout the game.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burdick. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pelicans really had a hard time. He chipped in his share of points and was a major factor on defense, turning away several shot attempts. He never seemed to find his rhythm and ended with an abysmal shooting percentage. We'll see if he can bounce back here.
Thank you, Doris. And just not the game he hoped to have, guys.
And I know he felt like he let his team down with that performance, and I'm betting he comes out here tonight with a lot of extra motivation.
Absolutely. The competitor in him is going to lead to playing with a chip on his shoulder. You can count on that.
And it's Conley penetrating. Can't convert after the good screen.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Grant kicks to Amundsen. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing, covered by Lee. Lee with the steal. And now in transition is Lee. Here we go. Udrich, the pass to Conley. Out of bounds, New York takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
There's 10 seconds left in the third quarter. On the wing, Williams. Plenty of space. That's in there. Anthony with the assist.
Next down, 57.
Conley, no luck. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Memphis out in front, leading by 10. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. So for the Knicks, Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Aaron Aflalo. And it's Williams in for Grant. Freaks checked in for Memphis. Porzingis is out there at Kyle O'Quinn. Then it's Anthony. Then it's Derek Williams. And it's Lopez in at the 5. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
Move the ball. Stick it too much.
Outside Conley. Shot clock at 6. Launches it. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Stolen by Allen. Here's Freak. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
So it's New York picking up the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good execution really played a big part throughout.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Carmel.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Carmelo Anthony. When they needed a leader to get them back in the game in the final quarter, he was the one they were all following, and he knew exactly the route back and the road to victory.
Just a sensational performance.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille.
As I was saying, got a real big problem. All this kitty stuff, you evil twins, CC and Dom got you doing Vet, what was that word he was using?
Rebrand?
No. Recalibrate. All this stuff they got you doing to recalibrate your images cost you in the hood, fam. Yo, the streets is watching, and they're not convinced.
Vic, how many times do I have to tell you? The streets ain't always right.
Nah. It's always good in the hood. Let's not forget, I am a student of human nature. All right? Take your man here. He's playing this here video game is to not address the reason why his brand Jordan sneakers are sitting on store shelves collecting dust.
Ooh.
Okay, what are your suggestions, Victor?
He wants you to rob a bodega. I'm sorry.
Look, man, I'm not talking about some focus group, all right? I'm talking about the hood. They don't trust you no more. They see you coming to the arenas wearing them tight pants y'all ballers be wearing. Your high water ankles be showing. Your pants is just so tight, man. Your ankles be choking. Air it out some. People don't see themselves in you anymore. Look at me. People don't recognize themselves in who you are. Okay, you want to recalibrate? Fine, B, go ahead. Recalibrate.
A hanger-on, that you're a leech. Why is that the word?
Because people just don't know,
They be hating?
They be hating. They hating on my game. They hating on our
Going up against Al Horford tonight, he's flown under the radar way too much the past few years as far as I'm concerned. Dude is one of the best big men in the league, hands down. And as much as it's an honor to face him, once we're on the court, all that goes out the window. I'm going to do my best to show Big Al what Freak's all about. Showtime.
Welcome, everyone, to Phillips Arena. We're in Atlanta, Georgia, the home of the Hawks, where we'll be broadcasting live today. And so for the Grizzlies, their last game, a loss to the New Orleans Pelicans. They had a chance there right up to the end. They only lost by 3.
And if there's one aspect of the game that really stood out for me, it was the rebounding. Basketball is about possessions, and you saw a noticeable difference in terms of the effort both teams were putting forth.
Simply got outworked under the boards, guys. I mean, that's the no-brainer of the deal. I mean, they got pushed around all game long.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Allen and Green are the wings. Randolph is the 4 with Gasol in the middle. And it's Conley in at the point guard position. No good off the front iron. Some solid numbers once again for Zach Randolph with Memphis last year. He just keeps plugging away, grinding out, no pun intended, chugging along and producing.
Yeah, 16.
And the Grizzlies leading by 3. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Here's Udrich. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. 6 to shoot. From deep three-point range, the Grizzlies with another miss.
And, you know, for Randolph, he's been in the league so long and still puts up double-double numbers. Average a double-double in 8 of his last 10 seasons. Remarkable.
Horford dishes to Splitter. That's good from Horford on the assist from Thiago Splitter. 6 points for Horford.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Here's Udrich, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And for Zach Randolph, at his experience level, to put up 15 and 10 or better, the last player to do that back in 1999. So it's a rare feat. Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
The Grizzlies have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far, right at the 50% mark. Here's Udrich. That one falls, his second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
Splitter sets a screen. Here's Schroeder. Goes back up, and Splitter with the layup.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
And Udrich kicks to Freak. It's good. This time the assist from Udrich.
Looked like he was trying to go for a degree of difficulty points on that shot.
The Hawks trail by 3. Splitter sets a screen. Schroeder passes to Splitter. Korver gets a wide open look. It's good. This game is all even.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Wright sets a screen. Here's Udrich. And the dunk by Wright. Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Splitter sets a screen. Here's Schroeder. Goes up off the pick. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. They get Courtney Lee for the Hawks. Mike Scott's checked in. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Conley and Allen in the backcourt. Green is the 3 with Zebo at the 4. And it's Freak in at the 5. That evens the score. Korver's got 5 points so far.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Conley gets the bucket.
Well, I tell you, last season was a big one for the Hawks and Coach Budenholzer. Their dominant season won him multiple Coach of the Month titles, and eventually he won the Coach of the Year award.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And it's Freak missing.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pelicans gave them a bit of a boost. He chipped in his share of points and added a couple of rebounds with that. We could see his role in this offense expand if he puts together more games like this one, guys.
Thank you, Doris. He was the player they leaned on that night. He didn't disappoint them.
Not at all. Came through in a big way. Whatever they needed from him, he was able to deliver.
Well, I think he actually gave them a little more than what they needed. Terrific all-around effort.
And guys, Jeff Green, by every measure of athleticism and skill, should have become one of the game's better small forwards, but inconsistency has plagued him throughout his career.
And Kevin, I always go back to something my college coach told me. The mental to the physical is 4 to 1 in this game. And so through those 7 full seasons, he's teased everyone with that talent. And then it does suddenly disappear. And there's no other way to describe it other than the fact that it is mental. He hasn't been able to sustain it in terms of the consistency, and that's why he hasn't fulfilled his potential.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. White is checked in for the Grizzlies. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Grizzlies lead by 4. And don't go up.
And now,
All right, listen up, everybody. The second half doesn't have to be as close as the first.
and now your Atlanta Hawks.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Randall. Atlanta's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Teague out there with Hardaway. And it's Korver in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Two minutes gone in this third quarter now. And they take the lead. 12 points for Paul Millsap.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Conley dishes to Gasol and stolen by Horford. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. And the shot is good. And now a 3-point Hawks lead.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
Here's Gasol. And again, Memphis no good.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Korver kicks to T. Lets it go with the three. And it's Millsap. That time on the assist by Korver. 17 points for Millsap.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. And now we go to the 2K leaderboard. What a season it's been for these teams on the offensive glass. In third, the Grizzlies.
And just having a terrific year on the offensive glass, it's because everybody buys in. Not just the big men, but even the guards are getting in on the act.
Millsap a screen. That's a 2 from Korver. They grab their own miss. Tries again and again. Paul Millsap. Millsap's got 11 in the second half.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this hot.
It's Allen on the wing. And Gasol, here we go. And the layup's good off the glass. Gasol's got 8 points.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Going over some of the quickest players in the league, you think about Mike Conley and Clark. What sets him apart is that he's always under control, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, he takes great care of the basketball. He uses the change of speed and hesitation moves to get where he wants to go, and he's masterful in getting into the lane and finishes with both hands.
Looking for Allen and gets it. That one goes. Count it.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time.
Gasol against Horford. And that one comes up a bit short.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Teague with the ball. Conley picks him up. Here's Hardaway. The Grizzlies pull it in. Last time they met was in Memphis.
And the last time these teams met, it was a walk in the park, and everybody got in on the act. Their bench was spectacular in that win.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the starters were extremely happy to get some rest and let the bench guys do the heavy lifting. Definitely a feel-good win for the team.
That's good. 21 points for Paul Millsap.
He's come out here in the second half and done a nice job moving, getting good looks, and finding his range.
Outside, Green. Back to Conley. Here's Gasol, and that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Conley's got his 7th assist here tonight.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
T kicks to Corbin. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Gasol's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Good looking screen by Gasol. Over in the corner, Green. And the 3 off target. Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the 4th quarter. It's Atlanta up by 4. And 4th quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And thanks for joining us again as the 4th quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. The Atlanta Hawks come into this one following a loss to the Raptors in Toronto. A moment now to reset the lineups brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the 4th quarter. So on the floor for Memphis. Udrich out there with Lee. Then it's Brandon Wright. Then it's Matt Barnes. And it's Randolph in at the power forward position. Shot clock at 2. Schroeder. And it's off the back rim. No good.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position. You could see the frustration on his face.
Pass to Lee. Randolph a screen. Lee passes to Randolph. Rebound by the Hawks. Cephalosha's got 6 rebounds in the game. 4th quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And also, guys, they take a lot of pride in their ability to rebound the basketball, especially on the offensive end.
The free throw off from Scott. And Mike Scott, a former second-round draft pick who has carved out a role here in the NBA the last 2 seasons. Clark, he was a major contributor off the bench. He's checked in for Justin Holiday. The Grizzlies also making a change. Freaks checked in for Zach Randolph. Now here's Barnes. By Cephalosha. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. That's good from Barnes.
At the line for the Hawks, Matt Barnes. 2 shots.
Barnes hits them both. Here's Teague.
Coming out over there.
Clark, and they can just let the clock run out here.
No argument with that W.
Lee against Holiday. Back to Switter. Charity stripe shot. The shot no good. Udrich. Missed. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to...
Well, I'm here with Paul.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game. Paul Millsap. He had an outstanding third quarter. Whatever they needed in terms of energy and offense, he was the firepower that propelled. And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K.
Yo, freak, what's up, baby? What's up? We see you.
Yo. What up?
Basquiat, let's go. Got that art for y'all, that real spit. They call me Basquiat. The Harlem's ain't my pockets full of fat knots, making all the ladies drop. Painting street corners green, my banknotes look hella scene. Half man, half amazing. Call me Simmy out the demigod. Halo crown with the
Freak, I didn't expect you to be here.
Coach let practice out early.
You okay? What's going on?
Same old.
Wow, your shoulders are really tight. Are they stressing you out again?
Yeah.
Well, you know you always got me, right? I'm always gonna be here. Baby, I'm your ride or die. And as quiet as it's kept, you and I are the real team Freak.
Of course. Word of my mom's.
I never had this feeling with any other woman in my life. And she gave me a different feeling, which was something I fell in love with. I never asked her to be my girlfriend. It just became that. You could tell when we started falling, like, I get a text message and she's, who's that? And it's just like, oh, so we worried now. Oh, so no more of that? All right, you know what I mean? So that's how I came to agreement.
What's different about Yvette?
Well, when you could teach me something or give me knowledge about anything, I'm already attracted to you as a person. I love learning, and she was very intellectual, and she's a very strong woman. And in this life, I need a strong woman.
The NBA season is a grind. There's no question about it. And tonight may be another game in the endless stretch of games, but that don't make it any less important. Time to put on my game face and do what I do. Win games.
At the shooting guard position, at 6'6", number 14, Daniel Green. A 6'2" guard from France, number 9, Tony Parker. A 6'11" forward from Wake Forest.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's presentation of Noche Latina in the NBA. An annual tradition celebrating diversity. And culture, and always a pleasure to San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
Now let's find out what head coach Greg Popovich had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
He brought up Marc Gasol, a kind of sleeper player he thinks could give them trouble. Coach said he's a guy 7 foot plus. He's very skilled. Shoot and finish over either shoulder, and he doesn't shy away from contact. He's a guy you have to really pay attention to. And I've told our guys, we can't let him have a big game. Fellas, we'll see how they do against him.
Thanks again, Doris. Conley with it. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Lakers in Los Angeles. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Freak. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on David West.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Anderson, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Mills in for Parker. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Brandon Wright's checked in for Gasol. And it's Udrich in for Mike Conley.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Well, as Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammond, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And, well, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
And Udrich kicks the free. And here we have the 2K leaderboard showing us the teams with the best free throw percentage during the past month. In the 3rd spot, the Spurs.
Kevin, I'm absolutely amazed. I mean, their production at the line has been spectacular. I mean, it's been unbelievable. Well done by these guys of late.
That one misses. Spurs leading by 4. Ginobili the pass to Anderson. Here's Mills, and it's Wright sending it back. And they're able to recover. West kicks to Dial. The shot's good on the assist by West.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
And here's Freak. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Lakers.
Yeah, but Kevin, a lot of those points came at the line. I mean, he was aggressive to attack the D, not settling, and really did a good job of cashing in on those free throws.
No good on the wing 3. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Mills has got the ball. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
And he knocks down the first one. Here. Marcus All's checked in for Wright. Freak comes in for Jeff Green. Zach Randolph, he's checked in for Courtney Lee. And it's Conley in for Udrich. The always reliable Parker and Green in the backcourt. Duncan is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Leonard in at the 3. That's the San Antonio 5.
And how good a playmaker has Tony Parker been? One of the best in recent history. The all-time leader in assists for the Spurs over his 14 years there. Just a crafty guy with the ball in his hand.
Spurs leading by 5. Screen by Duncan. It's Parker with the drive. The rebound by Gasol.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Here's Conley. He's got 5. From deep, from beyond the arc, and then some. Now just a 2-point Spurs lead.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it. That's a terrific move to the basket. The defense played that one well, but it didn't make any difference.
Aldridge. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got assist number 5 here tonight. Conley dishes to Allen. 1:43 left to play here in the half. Here's Freak. A shot, no good. Some solid defense from Aldridge. Spurs leading by 4. Parker kicks to Leonard. Back to Parker. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Lakers was just phenomenal. He finished with 15 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. This was a big win for him and his team as they snap a losing streak with that win, guys.
Thanks, Doris. He had a heck of an outing that night, GA.
Yeah, he really did, Kevin. I mean, a very professional performance. Played hard every single second he was on the court.
Guys, that's what we expect from him, and he rarely lets us down, and he certainly didn't let us down that night.
Allen outside. The dish to Freak. Shoots. And the rebound goes to Duncan. Duncan's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Parker passes to Aldridge. Leonard on the wing. Wide open. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. And it's a 7-point Spurs lead. 23 seconds left in the second quarter. Leonard against Conley. Beyond the arc. And down it goes just as the clock hit 0.
How about the timing? An unbelievable touch on that one.
Those are the ingredients you need for the recipe of buzzer-beating magic.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Spurs lead by 4. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, David, a great first half that demonstrates a lot of the evolution of this team. As a veteran of this group, can you tell us a bit about the concepts that have helped this cohesion?
You know, we've developed some good habits, creating an identity, but we've just got to continue to try to make the right play every single time, and then the game will speak for itself.
David, thank you. Guys, Coach would point directly to this guy as to what this team is all about.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third.
Excellent game.
Let's a look now for San Antonio. West is checked in for Aldridge. Diaw comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Ginobili in for Green. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Brandon Wright's checked in for Gasol. Freak comes in for Zach Randolph. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Matt Barnes. And it's Udrich in for Mike Conley. Taking a look at the Grizzlies. At the 2 is Lee with Allen at the 3. Freak is out there with Wright. And it's Udrich in at the point. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
Yeah, gotta love this teamwork. I mean, everybody's involved and engaged. It's just a thing of beauty to watch.
It is, and Clark, that's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
And so it's San Antonio with the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good execution really played a big part throughout.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sidelines. Doris?
David,
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, LaMarcus Aldridge. He was the engine that drove this team the whole night, and his teammates had no problem. And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoy.
Yeah, send him in. Cece.
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you again.
My pleasure.
Freak. Great game last night.
That's what I do, right?
Indeed. Have a seat. Pagnotti.
How you doing?
Thought you'd be selling used cars by now.
Funny, comedian. I thought you would have invested in some new clothes, being a team owner and all. I see you still rocking that Goodwill look.
Freak, what are you hanging around with this guy for? You know he's bad company, right?
Got no choice. He helps me pay the bills. Plus, my mother loves him.
Thank you all for coming by on such short notice. So you know why we're here, right?
Not really.
You want to negotiate an extension for Freak, right?
Well, since you mentioned it, your client is quickly becoming a liability for this organization.
We've already put a plan in place that's going to address all your concerns and issues.
Let me finish. Thank you. Myself, the front office, and the coaches are not satisfied with the adjustments you've made in your life off the court. I personally warned you about the company you keep, and we're fed up with the late nights and showing up late to shoot-arounds and the bad press and the incident at the nightclub. I told you Vic was going to be your downfall, and I was right. Something has to change now, or we're not going to need your services any longer.
If this is about that Twitter stuff, Vic was playing. Okay, it was a joke.
It's not about that. It's everything.
But like I told you before, Vic is my best friend. I can't just cut him off. He's practically family.
Not really.
What exactly are you trying to say?
I'm not trying to say anything, Dom. I'm saying it. Freak and his friend Vic are a problem for me and this organization. And I called you in here to figure out how we all together can fix this problem. And right now, I'm only seeing one solution.
I agree that Freak may need to make some adjustments in his personal life off the court, but that's a learning process. We both know that. But this almost sounds like a threat. And Dom Pagnotti doesn't take too kindly to threats. Is this a threat?
Call it what you will.
We all know that Vic is a problem. The only person who doesn't seem to realize that is my brother. I'm sorry, bro, but enough is enough.
I don't have a problem with what you're saying. I have a problem with how you're saying it. Now, I know we can come to some understanding without all the ultimatums or threats.
Can we all come to a understanding, a compromise?
No, no more compromises. I already warned Freak. I told you. Don't be a hero. Cut that zero. It's cut Vic loose, or we trade Freak. It's that simple.
Fine, we'll go sign with another team.
Good luck with that, Pagnotti. Because of Vic, Freak's reputation precedes him.
No, because of Freak's God-given talent, his reputation precedes him.
Everybody's been talking. Dom, you know how this works. This is not about you and me and our history. This is about your client. Help him.
You talking as if I'm invisible. You talking around me, about me, but not to me. Vic has always had my back. And I've given this team everything I got. I practice hard. I play hard. Yeah, some nights I got it, some nights I don't. Some days I might even show up a little late to shoot-arounds. But every time I'm on that court, I've always given my best. And I see how it is, though. I mean, us players got to be loyal to you, but you don't have to be loyal to us players. Try to give me some father and son talk, talking about how you love your players and how you look up for them. Come on, man. You trying to cut me off like you cut off Izzy. Don't you have people loyal to you no matter what? People you can't cut off? Well, that's me and Vic. Vic and me. Y'all insist, really. They could tell me stop hanging with Vic. What makes you think they won't tell me stop talking to you? You remember in 7th grade, some guys were trying to jump me over some girl. Vic was the one to get some friends just to walk me home. And when they came, we went at it, but I wasn't alone. When I got my scholarship, it was Vic who put the word on the streets that nobody should mess with me because I had a future. Vic was protecting me. And sir, I know Vic is crazy. But before all the hype and the lights, media, fans, it was just me and Vic. He's always been there. I mean, if y'all don't like that, I don't know what to say.
It hurts me to say this, but I see his point. What you don't understand is that the league doesn't have your back anymore. Not like they used to. They try, but it's too much. Social media has changed everything. And this last incident with Vic, that was the final straw.
It was a joke.
It wasn't funny. You know it wasn't a joke. Vic was defending you, stepping in to protect your honor by attacking another teammate like that? Talking about his manhood, his wife, his kids, his family, so you can be the big dog on the court? That's uncalled for.
And they all know your relationship with Vic, so they think it's coming from you.
But that's the media blowing everything out of proportion as usual.
It's not just the media. He's attacking other players, other teams. He's out of control. Vic just doesn't know how to behave.
We got guys on our squad who don't want to be here because of that beef. There is no place for that kind of inappropriate behavior in this league. If you can't trust your teammates, who can you trust?
What Vic is doing isn't right. He's bringing you down, and people can see it. I see how all the other players are looking at you. Oh, it's not cool. It's not cool at all.
What, don't talk to him? Don't hang with him?
You do what you got to do. That's your call. But let me tell you this. You asked me if I had friends that I couldn't cut off? Yeah, I did for a while. Friends, business partners, girlfriends, wives, family that I thought I couldn't cut off. But I learned that sometimes you got to make the hard decisions. I mean, some of these people, they were just bad for me. They were bringing me down. They weren't making me better. They were good for the time that they were there, but I grew up, not in age and maturity, but in mind and spirit. I was ready for the next level in my life. And I'll be honest with you, I've been on the receiving end of that. I've been cut off before myself, and yeah, it hurt at the time. But looking back, they were doing the right thing for me. Just don't tell my ex-wife that, Pagnotti.
So what's the next move?
The next move is Freaks. It always has been. Question is he ready and willing to do what needs to be done?
This is messed up.
You take a moment to think about it, but think long, think wrong. The snafu should have been cleaned up a long time ago. With or without you, we got games to win.
Freak, you gotta handle your business.
Okay, we've all said our piece. You might cut me off as your manager, but I will always be your sister. Twin, this is on you. I might not like it, but I will respect any decision you make. Yvette, please.
Cece,
Yvette,
where's Dom?
I had him call you.
Why?
I'm gonna cut right to the chase. My brother is deeply in love with you, and I'm ready to put our differences aside if you are.
Really?
On a string.
I'm with it.
Team Freak.
Team Freak.
All right, so if you're gonna be down with the team, I gotta show you the dap.
The dap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, like this.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, shoot, swish.
Swish.
Yeah. Again.
Like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. 1, 2, 3,
swish. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like that.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
This is it. The last game of my rookie season. Kind of hard to believe. These 82 games have gone by in a blur. I know we're on the outside looking in when it comes to playoffs, but that doesn't mean I can't go out and give it everything I have one last time. So here goes nothing.
We've got NBA basketball in store for you. We're live at the Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. The home of the Warriors, live on 2K Sports. And a one-game homestand for the Warriors, as Golden State will try to recharge their batteries on their home court. And as we take a look at the standings, they're sitting 7 games back from the #1 seed.
And for the Warriors, they haven't been the dominant force lately that we've kind of come to expect. They're still going to be a factor, though, in the postseason.
Without a doubt, no matter what the seed is for this team, they're a team you don't want to face in the playoffs.
A look at the opening lineup for the Memphis Grizzlies. Conley and Allen in the backcourt. Green is the 3 with Zebo at the 4. And it's Gasol at the center. Now we know that Marc Gasol was one of the most sought-after free agents this past summer. Clark all along most figured he'd be back in Memphis.
Yep, a winning team, max dollars. And don't forget now, he went to high school in Memphis while his brother Powell played there. He's where he belongs.
Marc Gasol, a first-time All-Star starter last season. He and his brother Powell both starting in that game the first time.
Sealy, he's checked in for Bogut. Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Barbosa in for Curry. Wright with a screen on Thompson.
Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
Now Udrich. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Shot clock at 6. Shoots a 3. Good D by Thompson.
Oh, listen, no doubt you could argue Marc Gasol is the best center in the league right now. I mean, this guy does it all. Defends, rebounds, passes, scores. I mean, he's also a great teammate. They all love him. And to me, that matters in the big picture. When you're talking about developing chemistry and trust, sometimes the difference between winning and winning it all is whether or not your teammates like you.
A nice bounce back year for Harrison Barnes. Clark in year 3 moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
Here's Udrich looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Freak. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game. tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor. And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year. And that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up. And oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just making those small incremental improvements in different facets of your game.
.109 left to play in the first quarter. And Udrich kicks to Carter. Pass to Barnes. Dishes it to Udrich. Lock at 6. Barnes against Barnes. And that's good. Matt Barnes for 3. Barnes has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Warriors trail by 4. Now here is Barbosa. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Good on the second free throw. Memphis leading by 3. And Udrich kicks to Freak. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. And Memphis making a change here. Randolph is checked in. This is Ely. Spates comes in for Green. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Thompson. And Curry subbed in for Leandro Barbosa. So on the floor for Memphis, Allen and Green are the wings. Marcus Saul is out there with Freak. And it's Conley in at the 1 spot. Well, for Memphis, their last game a loss to the Clippers.
Yeah, and listen, you have to take advantage of the freebies. And on that night, they did not, and that is why they just could not recover.
Exactly. I mean, they left too much cheese at the foul line. And in the end, it mattered on the scoreboard. And cost them.
Warriors have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Barnes passes to Curry. Goes right through for bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Clippers appeared to be struggling. He ended with a few points and added 3 rebounds as well. Obviously a tough patch of games as he's now been sliding for a while. He says that he's changing his routine, getting more rest, and even adjusting his eating to, quote, jolt himself into gear. Let's see what he does in this one.
Thank you, Doris. Great job. And you know, even the best players have weak games, guys. And I think we saw that pretty clearly.
Yeah, and the question now becomes, you know, can you bounce back? Will he be able to put that game behind him?
That is the question, Greg, and I'm guessing he can. I'm sure he's discouraged, but he won't dwell on it. He knows how to deal with having an off night.
And Maurice Spates last season with the best year of his career. I mean, he shot the cover off the ball and did a nice job on the boards as well.
That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Freak.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead. Them to the rim that well with the pass.
Curry wide open. That one falls. Coming off Iguodala's feed.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Conley dishes to Allen. A minute 42 left to play in the first half. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Maurice Spates. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Early on, guys, excellent work on the boards here. I mean, you got to like those second chance points they're getting.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Iguodala outside. Green against Barnes. Passes it to Spates. He feeds it to Iguodala. The three from Barnes. The shot misses. Now Memphis takes it the other way. 1:12 left in the first half of the game. Conley against Curry.
Move the ball. It's sticking too much.
And here is Conley. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. From deep. Score the basket, his third after 5 shots.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
Kicks it to Spates. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And what a season he's had at the foul line thus far. 86% from the line.
And, guys, I think that's a tribute to his work ethic. I mean, it's not by accident that he's enjoying the success he is at the free throw line.
And that one falls for Spates. And some changes here for the Warriors. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Bogut. Klay Thompson comes in. And so it's a close.
Thank you, Kev.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
Freak.
Warriors leading by 5. He has the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. And it's Iguodala in at the 3 slot. That's the Warriors' 5. And the shot is good. Bogut's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Warriors. Randolph a screen. Thompson against Conley. Here's Green. Draymond Green pulls it in. Green's got 4 rebounds in this game.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
And it's Iguodala missing.
Move it. Move it.
Last outing for Golden State, it was a loss to the San Antonio Spurs.
And you guys know how much I love aggressive defense, but in that game, they were just a bit over the top, and it wound up getting them in foul trouble.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was not just aggressive, it was reckless. I mean, they approached it more like bumper cars in a game of basketball.
The Grizzlies have shot just above 55% of the line, going 5 of 9.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
That's been one of the strongest aspects of this team this season. I mean, there have been very few off nights for them at the free throw line.
Bogut, and he slams it one-handed.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
And guys, one thing that we were treated with last year was Steve Kerr's great quotability in post-game interviews and pressers. He said all the right things and deflected praise like a coach who had done it for many years.
Conley kicks to Allen. Back to Conley. Randolph against Green. Randolph passes to Freak. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. And Kerr is so good with the media because, Greg, he was a media member himself for so long. You know that as well as anybody. Clark, I don't think he ever tried his hand at broadcasting, though. I can't see him doing that, could you?
Yeah, right.
No. Oh, my goodness.
They probably just thrown on as a broadcaster and would rarely contribute anything of note. Some guys have what it takes to call games, and Steve just doesn't quite scratch me as that kind of guy.
No. For Memphis, they have missed out on some chances at the line today. 0-6 of 11. Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Spates checked in for Bogut. And it's Barnes in for Andre Iguodala. Some changes for Golden State. Azili's checked in for Spates. Iguodala comes in for Barnes. And it's Barbosa in for Curry. And oh, wow.
Man, he slams it home and gets a little camera time on the backside of it.
He spent a while up there on the rim.
And I like the fact that the ref's going to give him a little bit of leeway there and a lot more than they used to.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Now Udrich. There's 21 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Clock at 4. Pulls from the top of the key. Offensive rebound. Green dishes to Udrich. Barnes with it. So it's Memphis picking up.
Post-game show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith with Zach Randolph.
Well, it's safe to say that Zebo has mastered the art of playing the low post, guys. Man,
And that'll do it for our coverage of this year's final regular.
I know money isn't everything to you, freak, and I find it hard to say this, but I've grown to respect that in you. You're a man of conviction. But it's my responsibility to point out the consequences of that way of thinking. Now, for you, winning is everything, but winning isn't something you could do alone. It requires excellent, or at the very least, competent coaching, contributing teammates, and God willing, good health. And we all know that's not a guarantee. Now, the reality is you're not in control of any of those other factors, but if you, as the star player, fail to win and deliver a championship, you will be held responsible. You will be scapegoated, you will be villainized, and you will be punished accordingly. So when you say to me that as a free agent, all you care about is being in the best position to win, I understand what you mean. But again, that's not only up to you. Now, I'm going to call my guy at Apollo Jets. I'm going to get us a private plane for this tour. I promise you, you're going to love the free agency experience. Now, your relationship with Vic has unfortunately cost us in some of these negotiations. We had 10 teams interested. We now only have 3. But thankfully, you wised up when it came to Vic. Have you been in contact with Vic? Yo, freak, look at me.
He still has one of my cars, Dom.
What did I tell you about the L word?
The L word? What is...
Loyalty. I don't know what kind of hold this Vic has over you, but it makes me scared. You're a free agent for the first time in your career, and the only person you need to be loyal to is you. You need to be an FOF. You need to be a friend of freak. Let's forget about winning without appropriate compensation and loyalty that hasn't been earned and isn't deserved. This is a tough business, Freak. We need to be tougher. Come on.
CC?
Woo, Lord Jesus, I was about to blow a gasket. Okay, Freak. Now, there are very few options on the table, and I want you to explore them all before making your final decision. Whatever you decide, it needs to be an informed decision, not an emotional one. The larger the markets, the greater resources at your disposal and exposure for you. But if you don't allocate these resources properly, then it's just a big spotlight on you as you lose.
Well, thank you kindly, big sis.
She's right, Freak.
Thanks, Don.
Absolutely. Team Freak. That's what we're about.
Oh, whoa, I don't know if I like this.
What?
Dom and CC high-fiving like that?
I mean, yeah, why you got so certain I'm gonna lose?
Whoa. No one thinks you're going to lose, Freak.
You guys sure sound like it.
We just want you to select a franchise that has great coaching, super talent, exposure.
All right.
All right. Hello. Okay, well, I'd like to thank everyone for coming here today. I especially like to thank God, my Lord and Savior, my family, my agent, Mr. Don Pagnotti, twin sister and manager, Cece, my lady. Thank you guys for all your support. I'd also like to thank all the fans, and all the people out there who consider themselves an FOF, a friend of Freak. My free agency has been nothing short of amazing. And frankly, it has been a dream come true. But like most dreams, the reality is very different from what I imagined. Though I wouldn't change a thing about this period and the time I spent in the NBA, I can honestly say that nothing has been more gratifying and more difficult than choosing where to play next year. I sought the wise counsel of my loved ones. Nothing puts me at ease more than knowing that regardless of my decision, you guys will be there for me no matter what. Now, there are so many wonderful teams in the league, each filled with stellar talent and all vying to be number one. For me, there's nothing more important than winning and surrounding myself with those who feel just as passionately about the game as I do and have an unrelenting desire to win a championship ring. That's what matters most to me. It is for this reason, above all, I've decided to choose the LA Lakers.
Good choice.
Cali, baby.
Talent they have on that team, they can win a championship this year. You think so?
So I started here.
Yep, right here in the dome.
Yeah, when I was all about living the dream. Yeah.
Welcome to your second NBA season. Now that your career is progressing and your brand is growing, you will be challenged with managing increasing demands off the court. In between games, you'll have decisions to make on how to spend your off days. Will you refine your skill on the court and work on increasing your attributes in live practices? Do you want to earn fame and extra money by partnering with global brands? Or would you rather establish personal connections with some of the game's most influential personalities, which bring with them a variety of rewards? The choice is yours.